Ours was a love marriage. I just wasn't sure whether I would live or die. My daughter addresses me as Thallo Mummy, meaning mother's elder sister. I have accepted this. I can at least see her, meet her. I am now staying here. What to do? This was my fate. I was running a high fever and had typhoid. There was pus, blood, and a lot of mucus in my neck. It was during the time of the Sewa festival holidays. The doctors gave me injections meant for 3 days in one single day, and because of that, my limbs got paralyzed. I got admitted to the hospital on the day of Pati, a festival that falls 3 days before the Sewa. That's why injections meant for 3 days were administered on the same day by doctors. After returning home, I lost consciousness on the day of Navami, the day before the Sewa, and was unconscious for 24 hours until I was brought again to the hospital the day after. My hand and legs got paralyzed. They were just hanging. The doctors gave me another injection in the fear that I might shout or cry. But I couldn't speak or do anything. Then after trying very hard for a couple of months, my legs gained some movement. My toes were unusable, so I had to be carried to the toilet. My younger sister and I were very close and would share everything. I had a love marriage. Yet, despite my condition, my husband still married me. And when my condition worsened, I honestly felt there's no way I was going to survive. So I decided to come to Kathmandu and stay with my elder sister. I asked my younger sister to marry my husband, even though she was reluctant. I told her that moving forward, in the future, I would never visit her house as the first wife, but would come as her elder sister. I would treat my husband not as my spouse, but as my brother-in-law in the future. I left my minor daughter with her on those terms. Even her birth certificate has my sister's name rather than mine. I was highly dependent on others and needed help even to go to the toilet. I just wasn't sure whether I would live or die. Now my daughter calls me Thallo Mummy, which means mother's elder sister. She doesn't address me as Mummy because she grew up in my younger sister's lap, not mine. She calls me Thallo Mummy, and so I accept it. At least I can see her, meet her. Whenever I go there, She talks to me and laughs with me. I give her money since I can afford it now. That makes me happy. Even my younger sister has accepted her without any problem. Despite having a daughter of her own, she treats both of them equally. Sometimes my husband calls me, but I feel he shouldn't. We have never argued, and I have never gone to their house. Whenever we meet outside, he cries a lot, and so does my sister. I never go to my mother's house when my sister is visiting. I go there once she leaves for her husband's home. They sometimes come to see me when they learn that I'm staying at my mother's house for a few days. But I feel very uncomfortable. I'm staying here now. What can I do? This is my fate.
I didn't know anything about her. And then I heard her story and I was so moved. How can anybody be so generous of heart to give up on everything that is dear to her in order to give those who are healthy a chance in their lives, her own family?
That is why my elder sister has been in Kathmandu for the past few years. She inquired about the available treatment for my condition at a hospital in Kathmandu and then brought me over. But everyone has their problems too. I saw Shanti Sewa on the opposite side of the road while going to the hospital. After a few months, I came to Shanti to inquire about the place. There were no direct bus facilities from here to the place where I was staying with my relatives.
मेरो आफन्तकोबाट चाहिँ तीनटा बसमा फेरेर आउनु पर्ने अनि अलिकति म पनि अलि धेरै कमजोरी पनि थिए अनि अलि नसक्ने जस्तो अनि फेरि साथी लिएर आउनु पर्ने अवस्था आयो.
I would have had to change 3 buses to reach Shanti Sewa, which was difficult for me as I was very weak. I would constantly need a helper to accompany me to get treatment. So I decided to stay close by. After a year, there was some improvement in my fingers as they slowly started opening up. Engineer Sir at Shanti asked me to stay here and work. I've been here ever since.
अहिलेसम्म अनि मेमले पनि धेरै राम्रो गर्नुहुन्छ सारै माया गर्नुहुन्छ. यहाँ शान्तिमा आएपछि
It's been good for me after coming to Shanti Sewa.
खुसी छु.
I'm happy, treated well, and given medicines on time.
बस्न पाछु, खान पाछु.
I have shelter. I get food to eat. All this is important because back home, I don't know what would be of me. Talking about work, I started weaving just by observing others. Earlier, there were no machines. I would use scissors to cut paper. There was also very little work at that time. I started weaving when I was there at the Gaushala. After moving here, we got machines. And it became easier to cut paper strips, weave, paste, etc. I do all this work.
काट्ने अनि त्यहाँबाट बुन्ने त्यो काम गर्न थाले मेरी मम्मी
I thank Marianne Ma'am and Haikudai. With their help, I got my treatment here and learned to work and weave. My limbs were not functioning well, and it was very difficult for me. But after coming here, it has been easy and comfortable. It has been good, and I'm very thankful to have Marianne Ma'am, Haikudai, and everyone else here. I'm happy, extremely happy. I'm alive because of you all.
We want our children that they always feel we are one family and Shanti is our home. And they can always come back to us so that we can guide them and become part of their family lives. So that I will see their children and be happy about the grandchildren that we have. And this is happening. And there are all these stories of the children who have understood Shanti is not an orphanage. Shanti is a family. And I belong to this family.